Dear students, in this video I am going to explain you dear students, in this video I am going to explain you um, finding out stresses in different bolts. Here in this case I am taking rivets, but it holds true for bolts also. The maximum or minimum stresses, or you can say simply stress in each rivet or bolt for an eccentric connection. This type of connection which you can see here is an in-plane eccentric connection. Here we can see that there are 9 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 and 9. They have been numbered as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So here we can see that the load is being applied at a location which is far from the centroid of the system. This rivet system or bolt system has a centroid here at E. All the rivets and bolts, all the rivets or bolts are identical, so the centroid is on the centroid of the geometry. Here E is the centroid, and the force has been applied at a distance which is 120 mm from this line AEI. So from AEI this force has distance perpendicular distance of 120 mm. The magnitude of force is 108 kN. Here we can see that this force can be transferred to this point as 108 kN as it is the force, and with an addition of the torsion, that will be that force multiplied by this perpendicular distance. So that T is equal to P, which you can see here, that is basically the torsion which has to be incorporated while transferring the force effectively or efficiently. So here we can see that when we see this 108 kN here, we can see that that force, like this is one assumption that this force has to be distributed equally on all the all the bolts or rivets. So this 108 kN has to be divided on each of the bolt or rivet equally. So this becomes force registered by each bolt will become 108 divided by n, where n is total number of rivets or bolts. So 108 divided by 9, here 108 divided by 9, so 12 kN. Here we can see that 12 kN becomes shear force or force registered by each rivet or each bolt. Now if we see that in this case we can see that in addition to the direct force, here some rotation is also being applied. So the torsion has to be contracted or registered by the combination of the forces registered by different bolts or rivets. So here in general we can see that this E, this force, this centroidal rivet or bolt, this may not be able to provide any force in order to resist this, but all other bolts or rivets will be applying force in order to resist the rotation caused by this torsion. So using that formula for the torsion, we come to this. F2 is equal to P into E. P is the force applied and E is the perpendicular distance, divided by sigma R square, sigma Ri square multiplied by Rc. So Ri is distance of each rivet or bolt from the centroid is E and multiplied by RC. RC is again centroid of distance of any of the fastener is weighted about any of the fastener from the centroid. So for each of the fastener we can find out total value of this. So here we can see that this Ri or RC, whatever we write, so that is equal for this. So here we can see that these distances spacing between horizontal as well as vertical spacing between two fasteners is 6 centimeter. So for 6 centimeter, here what we do, what we can see that the distance of these four fasteners, these corner fasteners A, G, I and C, so they have equal distance, that will be 6 under root 6 square plus 6 square, that will be 6 under root 2, and these four fasteners P, D, H and F, they also have the same distance, that is 6, 6, 6 and 6. And now therefore that F2 and the distance of E from itself becomes 0. So therefore it becomes F2 is equal to 108 multiplied by 108 is a force applied, P 12 here we are calculating in centimeters, multiplied by 6 root 2, that is for any of the C, A, G and I. So 6 root 2 divided by 4 into these values, because 1, 2, 3, 4 rivets are there, so 4 RC square plus 4 and 4 these 4 fasteners are at equal distance, so these 4 into RV square plus RE square, so this is 0. 4 into this is 4 into 6 root 2 square plus 4 into 6 square plus 0. So this becomes, when we are using 6 root 2, this is for these fasteners C, A, G and I. So 25.45 kilonewton is shear force registered by C, A, G and I rivets. And if we are going to find out B for B, F, H and D, here root 2 won't be there, only 6 will be there. So the resultant force Fr for these will be under root F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos theta. Now it is important to see which will be having minimum value of theta, so that this cos theta becomes maximum and Fr becomes maximum. So to find out that, what we will be doing is we will having a look on the figure. So here we can see here the value when we see that it is being trying to be rotated. So at C we can see that the force of resistance, like the force being applied is in this direction, and force of resistance for this 108 kilonewton will be opposite direction. Similarly, this torsion will try to rotate it like this. Will torsion try to rotate it in this direction clockwise, and that force applied will be F in direction of F2, and the resistance will be again opposite of that. So at C, between F1 and F2 there will be no angle, theta will be 0. On the other hand, if we look at G, it will be F1 and F2 will be in the opposite direction, so theta will be 180 degree. Here F1 and F2 will provide the maximum value of the applied forces. Here F1 and F2 will lead to the minimum value of the applied forces. So here we can see that at C it will become theta is equal to 0, and that means F1 plus F2 will be simply added. That addition of F1 and F2, direct addition of F1 and F2 can also be seen from the figure here. So we can go with F1 plus F2 direct addition. So that becomes say 37.45 kilonewton. So that is the maximum shear force registered by any of the fastener, that is fastener C. And if we talk about G, so that are in opposite direction. So you can use the same formula here, and you can say that theta is equal to 180 degree, or you can directly subtract F1 minus F2, and the stress comes out to be force comes out to be minimum shear force registered by any of the fasteners, that is 13.45 kilonewton. If we talk about the fastener at the center, so resultant force in E will be only F1, while there is no F2, because F2 depends on the distance from the centroid, distance of the fastener from the centroid. You can see that here in this formula. So for E, RC becomes 0, RC is 0 for E, so no F2, only 12 kilonewton, which is due to direct force. So minimum force in the rivet is actually 12 kilonewton, not in G. This was a mistake. Minimum shear force comes out to be 12 kilonewton, that is in E. This is algebraically, this goes in algebraically this may be negative, but that doesn't matter. The magnitude of E is minimum. So maximum stress in fastener C is P upon A. That can be found out simply because using force resisted by area, and maximum stress in rivet E is again force upon area. So that is how we can find out maximum and minimum stress in different fasteners. Thank you.